Elementary Science Class 6. Garbage in, garbage out. Dealing with garbage. Maisie, have you ever wondered what happens to garbage after it's collected?
Yes, I have. What happens next?
Garbage is collected by Sophie Karamkaris and taken to an incineration plant, where it's separated into useful and non-useful components.
What happens to the non-useful component?
The garbage enters the hearth from the feed hopper and is burned in stages from above, supplemented by the odor sent from the storage tank as air. The temperature is controlled at around 950 degrees to achieve complete combustion of the garbage.
That's interesting. What about the useful components?
Composting areas are developed near the incineration plant to deal with the useful components. Composting is the process of converting some materials in the garbage into manure.
Why is it necessary to separate waste into two groups?
The red bin is for biomedical wastes. The green bin is for organic and wet wastes. The blue bin is for recyclable wastes. Vermicomposting. Vermicomposting is a method of preparing compost with the help of redworms. They are called farmers' friends because they help in making compost.
That's interesting. How do we make vermicompost?
We can start by digging a pit or keeping a wooden box at a place that's neither too hot nor too cold. We can make a comfortable home for the redworms by spreading a net or chicken mesh at the bottom of the pit or box.
What do we feed them?
We can give them vegetable and fruit wastes, coffee and tea remains, and weeds from the fields or garden. We can bury this food about 2 to 3 centimeters inside the box. We should not use wastes that may contain salt, pickles, oil, vinegar, meat, and milk preparations as food for the redworms.
How do we know when the vermicompost is ready?
We can observe the contents of the box carefully after the 3rd of April weeks. If we see loose, soil-like material in the box, our vermicompost is ready. We can put some wastes as food in one corner of the box. Most of the worms will shift towards this part of the box, vacating the other part. We can remove the compost from the vacated part and dry it in the sun for a few hours. Our vermicompost is ready for use. Think and throw.
Have you ever thought about how much garbage we produce every day?
Yes, it's a lot. Did you know that each household generates around 5 to 10 liters of garbage every day?
Wow, that's a lot of garbage. Can you imagine how much garbage a whole city or town produces?
If we estimate the number of buckets of garbage generated in a day in our city or town, it would be staggering. We need to reduce our waste and recycle more to prevent this from becoming a bigger problem.
That's true. I read a story about a village where there was less garbage and more wisdom. They recycled and reused things to make new items instead of throwing them away.
That's a great example of how we can reduce waste and be more sustainable. We can also help by supporting recycling efforts and being mindful of our waste.
Have you ever talked to the children who sort through the garbage?
Yes, they are actually helping us by separating useful materials from the garbage. We can help them by supporting their education and reducing our waste.
That's a great idea. We can also sell old newspapers, glass, and metal items to a garbage dealer to help reduce waste.
Exactly. Every little bit helps in reducing waste and protecting our environment. Plastics boon or a curse? Did you know that plastics can be both a boon and a curse?
Really? How so?
Well, some plastics can be recycled, but not all of them. Polythene bags and some plastics do not rot and create a big problem in garbage disposal.
That's alarming. What are some things made of plastics that we use in our daily lives?
Toys, shoes, bags, pens, combs, toothbrushes, buckets, bottles, and water pipes are just a few examples. Even parts of a bus, car, radio, television, refrigerator, and a scooter are made of plastics.
Wow, I had no idea. But what's the harm in using plastics?
The problem arises when we use plastics excessively and do not dispose of them properly. Plastic bags used to store cooked food items can be harmful to our health. All kinds of plastics give out harmful gases upon heating or burning, which can cause health problems, including cancer, in humans. The government has also laid down guidelines for recycling of plastics.
That's really concerning. What can we do to minimize plastic use and deal with garbage?
We can make a minimum use of plastic bags, reuse them whenever possible. Insist shopkeepers use paper bags, carry a cloth or jute bag when we go out for shopping. Not use plastic bags to store eatables, not throw plastic bags here and there, not burn plastic bags and other plastic items, not put garbage in plastic bags and throw it away. Use vermicomposting at home, recycle paper, use both sides of the paper to write. And make our family, friends, and others follow proper practices for disposing of different kinds of wastes.